Hello survivors, welcome to a brand new Soulstone survivor video. Today we have a build that was provided to us via Fadeen, one of the best build makers in the game, through the official Discord. So kudos to you Fadeen, thank you so much for it. It is a condemned based samurai build, and the way that it works is Nightblade is going to be the only skill possible to consume the condemned builds according to Fadeen. And nothing else that we use is going to be that. So we are not allowed to take any cursed, any electrified, and we're not allowed to take the ascension or our artifact power. We are purely using the character. We are running ourselves singular focus because we're going to be running multiple shadow slice, one ruthlessness, and one pesticide burst, which is unlocked by playing the Houndmaster, third weapon, pesticide blast, and then you need skill mastery nature to grab it. So we've got all of that set up, and we're going to try and see what it's like. So we use multicast mastery, divine legacy, and singular focus, and then we run multiple shadow slice, one Nightblade, and is it even Nightblade? Nightfang, sorry. One Nightfang, one ruthlessness, and the pesticide burst. So that's 6 skills in total. We're going to see we're on Sigil of Corruption level 4 now, and we're going to see just how big of a damage hit it takes. So we're going to leave the damage numbers off, and when we receive something a little bit stronger, like a hit being a bit stronger, we'll actually see if we can put the damage numbers up, and we'll see what happens there with them. But I think we will be pretty good with this. Now, I cannot tell you why Shadow Slice isn't going to consume condemned stacks. In my eyes, it should. But maybe just the way that the skill works, it can't consume them. But we're just going to trust the process. We're going to trust Fadeen. I mean, he tests things like they're crazy. He's got thousands of hours in the game. So definitely someone, if they say it works, because they're not going to tell you something without thoroughly testing it first. Alright, let's drop Leviathan. I know there are people that aren't going to like that, but we're going to drop it, and then let's try and get the other skills. So you can use Flamethrower as well, and the way that Pesticide Burst and Flamethrower work really well with the skill is you can see that they hit 24 times per however long the cooldown is, and they apply a stack of whatever it is, burn or poison, every 0.25 seconds, but they also do not deal direct damage. So they aren't going to be a problem for us in terms of, you know, a statistic wise, oh no, okay, that's going to remove the condemned for us. So in this specific build, having skills like that works out to be fantastic for us. It's going to apply a lot of poison, it's going to apply a lot of doom. We're going to land up getting poison to doomed, and we're also going to land up getting poison to dazed thanks to Aranak as well. So that's the whole reason behind it. We need more Shadow Slice, we don't need Nightfang. Doom stacking as well. And where are our final skills? I don't want the burn, sadly. Okay, we didn't get the skills we're looking for. We can grab, this is gonna damage us. Okay, we can actually grab Death Vortex for now, because that doesn't deal damage. It only applies doom, so it will work for now. We just need to be careful with passives. We don't want to take any that will affect just the Death Tornado. Grab ourselves some critical strike chance, because condemned works by critting, so you do need quite a lot of crit for this as well. Luckily, our weapon itself is actually really a high level. So if you look at our stats, we already have 135 critical strike chance. You don't need a high level. You can just grab critical strike chance as you level up. But I thought I went ham with his weapon just because the skill is absolutely fantastic. And the samurai as a character is just very, very strong. So my weapon is like level 20 something. I think 21. It doesn't need to be that big, but it is what it is. Alright, magnetic. Just grabbed another ruthlessness, so we've got it. You don't need it. It just increases your critical damage based on the amount of condemned stacks on the enemy. Oops, this is over here. We need one more, a shadow slice. I'm going to call it slice and dice, but it's not. There is actually a skill called slice and dice. Okay. Bit of a slow start. We find another Night Fang. We don't need it. We are still looking to get ourselves Doom to Burn. That is fine because we want... oh, does Brittle work as well? I think it should. We can try. Actually, I'm not going to go Brittle this round. Okay, we're increasing the potency. So now what we need to do is be a little bit careful. So by increasing the potency over here, I'm actually going to take Bloodlust just so we don't get confused. So the reason I removed the first Ruthlessness was because we actually ended up getting potency for this one. And the potency upgrade doesn't apply to both of them. It only applies to one of them. So we needed to do that in order to gain, you know, we had to remove one of them just so that we don't get like another potency gain that's affecting the first one now. And then it's like, oh, well, we can't actually remove either of them now. We kind of stuck there. Again, not going to grab any of the bonuses for that. We're just going to wait till we get the relevant skills. Obviously, we've got a reroll mastery, so we're going to use that to our advantage and just level up as much as possible. We do have the Shadow Realm now, or the Goblin Realm, to give us a whole whack of damage, you know, upgrades as well, so that we can use them. We do find another Shadow Slice for Death Vortex, a beautiful damage increase over there. And we're actually going to remove or banish the damage upgrades for Shadow Slice, just because we don't need them. And we're just looking for Pesticide Burst. It's going to be quite a difficult one to grab, but we get a cast frequency, also potency there. It was the level 25. I made a mistake and we don't even have any rerolls, so we're just going to grab the multicast here with the Relentless over there. Don't do what I did, guys. Just look down to see what level you're on. Make sure that you don't make this mistake. I do it way too often and I haven't learned my lesson. If you're running the Divine Legacy, make sure you are more careful with your locks and rerolls. Don't make the same mistake as me. It's a very beginner mistake that I keep making. It's kind of scary that I still make that mistake. Okay. Multicast that. Still no flamethrower. This is not that it's a problem, but it's certainly becoming clear that the game doesn't want me to be super powerful. We just can't do Aranak until we have finished that part. So until we have unlocked the flamethrower, we can't do Aranak to get the poison to Dazed. Lost a life there. Not too important, not the biggest deal, but it happened. We need to keep this available. We're going to grab a little bit of expansive. We're not going to worry about that, and we're going to grab cast frequency. The only reason we grab expansive a little bit is because then our Shadow Slice and Night Fang will be able to hit enemies a little bit further than what they currently are at. So we're missing just one skill. Not really. I mean, it is important actually, because we get poisoned, doomed, and also poison from it. So it's a big skill to be missing, but it's not really the end of the world just yet. If we don't get it, we are going to have to restart.
Titan falls, the way forward spreads open.
Okay, we're going to grab Shattered, so that's why we kept the one reroll. We could grab the Flamethrower actually for now. but it's now going to give us burning stacks. We just got to make sure we get rid of them. However, grabbing flamethrower also does help us because we can get burned to slow pretty quickly. So we'll try and get that while we've got flamethrower up, but not going to count our chickens before they hatch. We'll see what happens. It's so quiet in game. All you can hear is the gold being picked up. Alright, more Doom, movement speed. We got a couple of rerolls. We finally got pesticide burst, so that's really good. We don't need the cast frequency there. Only level 64, but that means that we should have a level up happening very soon. We no longer need active skills. Damage increase here is actually pretty good. Multicast on that we don't need. Agility. Agile for the movement speed. A nice potency upgrade over there. Not going to use any locks yet. And we find ourselves with a nice multicast over here. And then Shadow to Thrust is also really good. So we're going to grab the Shadow to Thrust. That means all of these skills are going to have a chance to... look at that. We actually just grabbed another one right there. So that's actually going to be very, very handy. We do not need damage on Pesticide Burst. We don't need Doom to do... the poison to do any damage. We literally just need poison 2x. Cast frequency is going to be very good, but the damage increase is also very good. Grab that. Armor is going to be quite good. Relentless, beautiful, merciless. Grab 1 poison. So now we have 2 chances to gain poison, or 2 sources of poison. So we've got the skill, and then we've got this, which is now going to allow us to go to Aranak and grab ourselves poison to dazed, which is beautiful. And then we're also going to grab exposed from Mizahet. And we should be at a much better position now. So in the beginning of the video I mentioned damage numbers. What I should have done is turned damage numbers on at the very beginning so we could see how much damage the skill was doing, and then we could see at the end of the video how much damage the skill was doing, like through upgrades, and then just see the progress. So I kind of missed it. I missed the point. We'll do that from the future just so we can see it, but we'll skip that for this video. Maybe in the future, like I just mentioned, we'll do that, and it'll be quite fun to do something like that. Nice, a triple epic upgrade over there in a row. Beautiful damage and upgrades. 960 increased maximum critical hit damage coming from this buff, which is massive. And it's also why we want poison, crit, and then also critical or dazed, sorry. Alright, even more multicast. We get a beautiful damage on Nightfang and a beautiful multicast on it as well. $1,400. Not consuming or not really applying enough condemned yet. Although as long as we always have 10 stacks and they get consumed by Nightfang, you don't need a lot of stacks of it. Obviously this is going to help you based on the number of stacks you have. But you can see we've got massive amounts of critical damage with it, over 1,000 critical damage added because of that buff. So definitely a buff that you want to be grabbing, especially for critical damage. Even with just, because it's all condemned on everything around us as well. So that's also why things like area of effect is quite important here, so that you can apply more condemned around you. So area of effect is quite important here. We're then going to re-roll, grab ourselves the multicast as well. We could have grabbed damage, but I think we can wait one more Divine Legacy, 25 more levels. We'll wait till level 100, and then we can focus on that. There's no real reason why I'm waiting. If you want to ask that down in the comments, I'm just being silly. I don't think we necessarily need that much damage. We got quite a lot of it. But we'll see. And we don't even have space to go for brittle, so it's a good thing we never got burned to slow and slow to disarray or anything like that, because we literally don't have time. We've got 4 bosses we can go and fight, and that's about it. Okay, Aranak, the Broodmother, let's go. Damage increase, oh yes, give it to me game. And now we could increase the duration. If we do increase duration, it only went to 10.4 seconds, so we still actually need a little bit more cast frequency or duration on the skill. But look at that beautiful damage. Again, Nightfang is consuming the Condemned, but some very, very good damage going on over there. Remember, we are on +4 now, so the bosses do have even more HP. But there we go. Poison to Dazed, Shadow to Thrust. Of course, actually, how many is that now? 26% chance. That's massive. Yeah, if we could get that even higher, that would be great. And then Misa hit for the Exposed, and then we've got the Titan Hunt. Well, no, actually, that's only 2. So we could actually get a chance to get Brittle, but I don't think we will. We'll probably land up doing either Brokenth again or get another Poison to Dazed, just to increase our critical strike chance. So there's 2 choices there. We could either get Gladiatorial Instinct, or we could grab ourselves another Poison to Dazed just for the additional Dazed damage. We'll decide later. It's not that important just yet. Alright, so the skill now has a cooldown lower than the duration, so that means we no longer need cast frequency on the skill itself. So every time, or now that when we see duration or cast frequency on Ruthlessness, we can actually banish them.
Each shard draws me closer. Treasure like this never lies alone. Be ready. Devotion and discipline light my way.
Let's see what happens over here. Multicast, beautiful. More Doom being applied is good as well. We can go for Merciless, Magnetic, Relentless. I actually don't even think, no, we do, because as soon as everything gets to even lower cooldowns, then it's even more condemned stacks. So you can actually see we reach up to 75 stacks, and then obviously Nightfang is consuming those stacks, so very, very good amount of damage coming from it. I'm hoping to see some big numbers at the end of the game, mostly just because I feel like it's going to have consumed a lot of them. So I never explained this in the beginning of the video. I'll explain it now. The way that Condemned works is that a critical damage caused by direct hits consumes stacks to inflict 500% of the damage caused, and it lasts for 8 seconds or until consumed. So it is a lot of damage. Another build that you could use would be to not worry about the Ruthlessness, and actually grab yourself less skills and use Devastation. So that is another choice that you could go for. I think that could work as well, but then you're not going to be applying as much Condemned. However, you are going to increase the multiplier of the Condemned damage because of the Devastation increase as well. So that could be another way to look at it as well. It's going to be very, very strong. Okay, we want damage, so there we go, we actually get the damage. Let's see what else we can get. We get the Shadow to Thrust, so I'm going to keep that. We only had 1 lock left, so I didn't really want to use it. We don't need the cast frequency anymore. Critical strikes now apply doom. We haven't had that yet, so that's good. Damage increase, and then shadow to nature we're going to get rid of. We don't need the burn. Poison to doom is good, and potency upgrades are there, and damage increase over there. Beautiful.
The final guard stands. I will stand tall.
Okay, 1000. So we're currently on 433 critical damage. Let's see how much damage we get once it consumes. Well, so we'll have to wait for it to proc twice. Just because the first time it starts, and now it will proc in the very beginning, and you'll see it doesn't actually, it gives us a little bit, but it doesn't actually give us much. It doesn't really help that we do so much damage to the boss either, so not the best.
The blood guides me to the sanctum.
Not the best boss to see that with. It didn't last long enough to proc the ruthlessness a second time, so oh, excuse me.
Heat weakens the mind.
Yeah, let's wait a bit, and then we will see how many stacks of condemned we've actually put on everything. If it doesn't help us that much, yeah, 1940, so 1500 pretty much. We're pretty much hitting the max bonus immediately every single time for the ruthlessness, and that is just insane. Actually, I believe there's a character that works on critical strike damage as well, so doing this on the Demon Hunter might be really good as well, because Demon Hunter's Ascension might consume stacks of condemned, so it won't be a condemned build, but it will be a crit damage build where you get insane amounts of critical damage. So you can actually run cursed. You can run the, I mean, you're not supposed to run cursed on this, because cursed, those tentacles will consume your condemned stacks. But I think if we have a way to apply this type of build to the cursed captain and get the ruthlessness buff that we get from here and multiply it with the other critical bonus buff that we have on the cursed captain, as well as the cursed captain's ascension, I think we have quite a crazy critical damage bonus buff going on over there. So that's going to be something fun that we can maybe work on in the future and take a look at. Also, not being able to see anything is also extremely fun. Critical strikes may now apply poison. We do want that, but I want the damage for Nightfang. Shadow to thrust, if we can get that to 100%, that's going to be very, very powerful. Let's reroll. Damage increase over doom. Critical strike chance. We can't reroll or lock. I mean, we can reroll, but we can't lock anymore, so we're just going to go for damage. Doom, multicast. Armor's good. Resilience, potency. Our critical strike damage is going to be incredible. We can still get crit. You can go to about 200% crit if you want. That's not a challenge. You don't need it, but you can get it. It obviously increases your damage substantially because you're now multi-critting. We've spoken about this a lot in other videos, so the more crit you get, the better. Don't limit yourself to only 100%. That's all you really need to know about it. More crit equals more damage. It's amazing to have. So this is 50% increased damage. This is only 45% increased damage. So we're going to grab the 50%. That's also increasing damage of everything else as well. And then increase the amount of doom that we apply.
And here the real stories about
Not a lot of HP. Those boss fights easy, so we don't need to turn down the visuals. And very soon we should be getting a update as well. Oh, look at that damage though, ladies and gentlemen. That is huge. Alright, so we wanted to grab Gladiatorial Instinct. Fantastic. So that increases cast frequency as well as damage. And let's go fight the Corrupted Void Hunter. I wonder which one we will be fighting against today.
the Titans have fallen. The gate must be opened now.
It's going to be really interesting to see if they change or update Void Hunters in future patches as well. So let's say like now we don't have a Corrupted Samurai, but maybe next patch we'll get more characters that are. I don't think it'll be the Samurai yet, but imagine you had to fight a Corrupted Samurai. That would be quite crazy, or like a Corrupted Machinist.
No fear, no doubt.
I don't think that would happen in the next patch yet, but I have an inkling that it will definitely happen. I see it's all the way down there. Alright, we get a 4 over here.
The gate resists, but it will fall.
Much to say or do, we're just trying to speed run to the corrupted void hunter over here.
Such a move will serve forward well.
Going to all the big nodes. Grab critical strike, supply doom, potency, damage. By the way, a damage increase is also going to increase the potency of the ruthlessness. So 1900, we're now on 2500 critical strike damage, and it is beautiful. Okay, we actually need to just move out of that section because of all the boss attacks. Not the cleverest place to fight bosses. Okay, we get more skill chain. Love to see it. More damage, although the damage increase over there we could have taken as well. And then we only need one more fight, which we'll do over here. Just hope there aren't any on the other side of the room. Nope, there weren't. Perfect. Alright, 8 level ups, critical strike chance, multicast that, armor, area of effect, doom, damage, beautiful. Could have re-rolled once or twice, but it really isn't. I think our damage at this time or point for what we wanted to do in the build didn't really matter by the end. So it's not really the end of the, end of the world. Okay, barbarian, let's go. Got to lower visuals, Oh, what attack was that of his? Okay, doesn't really matter. We defeated him. Fantastic. We'll just grab that because it doesn't actually matter. And well done, everyone. Now, there's something else that you guys asked for. So at the end of a run, you wanted to have a look at the details. You wanted to see passive skills. So there's the passive skills for those of you who care. And then there's the breakdown of the damage for Nightfang as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more crazy builds like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.